Hi, okay, we've got our chicken. We're now going to work on some detail. Now, this is where you can spend hours and hours and hours. It really is quite fun. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just check your little four corners here that they're not splitting, because we've been working on it and pushing it down and it can easily split. So just go back. You might have a little bit of newspaper sticking through. Just push it back and join your corners a bit better. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our chicken. The details that I would do, now chickens have sometimes got long feathers that come down their neck. I would pick up Big Sister and I would roll tiny little sausages if you so wish. I mean, this is all up to you. You can decide what you're going to do or not, but the detail is where you can have a bit of fun. And so maybe down here you can put some feathers all the way around if you want. I mean, it's not the be all and the end all. This is how much time you've got, how bored you are at home. You could spend quite a long time just tootling up your chicken and making it really, really beautiful. The other thing I find works quite well, because I'm going to put copper carbonate on these chickens before I glaze them, and what works beautifully is that the copper carbonate goes into the feather. Wherever there's an indentation, it settles in there and it fires, making the indentation darker. So the feathers could look quite nice. You can smooth those on nicely up there if you so wish. So that's something you can do. The other thing which is really fun and very, very soothing and meditative is if you take your magic sword. I'm going to put my glasses on for this because this is a detail. And you go into your feathers, okay, or into your stamps. Let me just see how this is looking. Okay, and you can do little dots. You can dot little areas, but really tiny, into the feathers, out of the feathers. Okay, I've just done it quickly for video purposes, but you guys can really turn this down, turn the video off and spend hours. It is so fun. Okay, just these little dots that you see here going into and out of the feather pattern is fun. You can scratch into there. The other nice thing, okay, so that is the one bit of detail that you can spend hours on. The other thing I thought about is this chicken, what are we going to use it for? Because it's always nice to be able to use your pottery in a way. Some of it is just beautiful and that's fine too, but if you can use it, it adds a little bit of extra satisfaction. Okay, the one thing I thought of, okay, this is quite a boring use, but since Easter's coming, I don't know if we'll be out of quarantine by then. I really hope so, because you need eggs, you know, some of you, most of you. And so what you could do, don't do this because you can squash I'm doing it very gently, is you can hide your Easter eggs under, so it can be a chicken that keeps eggs under it. Or you could make this, follow our theme, which has been egg cups. Remember we did the bunny egg cup? You can take a little piece of clay off what's left of Big Sister and roll it into a sort of like a macaroni, I suppose, a little bit fatter, and you squash it. You can decorate this too, so you can get something like that. Don't have to do any of this, eh? This is just your ideas that you can put together for your chicken. So I've stamped it, and then to maybe make a ring out of it and smooth. Smooth it like that. A little bit of joining juice on the fat side. Scritching. The wind is coming up outside. Okay, and then you can put it on the back of your chicken if you so wish. If you don't like this, don't do it, okay? And then join it on nicely. And then, of course, it can also serve. Just make it rattle a bit. Put an egg in and rattle it around so it can fit in. It can also serve as an egg cup, okay? Which is quite sweet if you think about it. If you want to have a boiled egg, you can put it in there. Okay. Or maybe when Easter comes, you can put that egg in. The Easter egg. Okay, children, I hope you've enjoyed this project. There's one more very important thing that I have to tell you. And this, before you wrap it, let it dry a little bit, but pick it up off off the mold. The mold and the chicken need to be separate when you wrap it in the plastic. Okay. Look after it nicely, and I'll fire it on when we get to the end of quarantine. Okay, bye.